clean victory.
All right, so
right.
that's the end for me.
Well, all right. I guess it's my turn, right?
Yeah, it's your turn. How was dinner, by the way?
Dinner was good, Kyle. It was really good. I had some chicken and some yellow rice. You know how we do.
Oh, yeah.
How we do. Anyways, now we're on my top 10 list. Now, as for my list, I just want to give a disclaimer. After 1 and 2, I start off with 10, like the other guys did. But 10 through 3 are really in no particular order. So, although some game might be higher on the list, it might not actually be like my actual number 3. It's just because I couldn't really pick what order to put them in. I just put them in random order.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, starting off with number 10 is a game that I didn't even expect. I just bought it for the novelty. It turned out to actually be a good game. Even though it's got a lot of stuff that maybe some people don't like. Like, I don't know, why am I even... Boobies. It's got lots and lots of boobies.
I wonder what this IP is, huh, Jerry?
It sounds very familiar to what I originally had in my top 10 before I made changes.
So this game is a game for the Vita that had a really good, great physical release that was limited, super limited, called Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus, which is a game about ninja girls, busty ninja girls, who get their clothes removed by attacks. And it actually plays like a really good hack and slash, though, because everything's responsive. You got air attacks, you got juggles, you got dashes and blocks and parries and stuff. You actually have parries in this game.
And you have touchscreen functionalities to where you can actually jiggle the breast for more power.
Yes!
I was just about to say that. When he meant juggles, he meant air juggles.
Yeah, I meant air juggles. But
Yeah.
you can also
Just want to clarify, dude.
So, if you don't like the boobies, there's still a good game in there. But if you do like the boobies, which, just go to my DeviantArt page and you'll see that I do. It's no secret.
Oh, and by the way...
This game is perfect.
By the way, Jerry, I have... speaking of Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus, I actually did pick up that game in that limited edition from my GameStop.
Yeah, I actually had a special order of the limited edition. It's so hard to find. By the way, if you guys wondering why I say it's a good physical release, it's because that limited edition comes with the game,
soundtrack,
and an art book with not only with art, but with more on the story, and even tips and tricks like a strategy guide.
And character bios, too.
Yeah. Tells you which character has the biggest boobs of them all.
If there was one thing I had to complain about the game, it's the camera.
Yeah, the camera is a bit wonky. I admit that is true.
Oh God, I hate that.
I'm in the middle of an air combo, and all of a sudden I'm like, where am I?
Yeah.
But the controls themselves, dashing and attacking and parrying, really smooth, and I did not expect that. I was expecting just a novelty, and oh no, this game's fun. Besides the boobs, like, even if I didn't like them, but I do, so I really like this game.
And this is coming from Tamsoft, the creators of Oni-Chanbara.
Which is another crazy thing, because I remember seeing those games, and they weren't terrible, but they weren't as good with the controls.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's more, it's like, I guess they learned how to code better, I don't know.
It's possible.
That's my number 10 for the Vita. If you guys want it, you have to get it digitally, because you can look for the special version, but as we both said, it's limited edition. We mean limited. So, you know, you can either
when
track
they mean
down
limited, they mean limited.
Yeah, so you can either track down the limited or just buy the digital version, which is on the PSN.
Fan service all the way! Woo!
Yeah, there's a sequel coming out for PS4 and Vita called Estival Versus.
Yep.
Anyways, my number 9 game is a Broken Double Helix. There's a Broken Helix. Broken or double?
I don't know.
Jeff, KI,
what?
Broken or double? This isn't KI, by the way. issues, but
Whatever.
whatever. My next game is Strider, number 9. Strider.
Oh yeah, Double Helix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double Helix.
By Double Helix, which published by Capcom but developed by Double Helix.
Mhm.
Or let's call him Capsicum. Never letting that go. Never letting that go.
Nor should you.
Because we have to characterize which part of Capcom is good and which one is the Dark Age.
Yeah, exactly. Capcom is dark.
If fighters fought the 2000s with the Dark Ages, they have never seen the Dark Age that is Capsicum.
Capsipalm.
With their brand new game, Revelatons.
Revelatons.
No, you don't even call Resident Evil 7 RE7 Revengeance. You know you want it, dude. You know you want it.
No,
Anyways,
Resident Evil 7. I candy dance.
Oh god, I can see that happening. But anyways, continue.
Well, anyways, so the reason why I like Strider so much is for a $15 downloadable game, which also First Light is, by the way. Or if you had Plus the month, it was free. It's free. We bought it day one, so I was like, it's free. I'm like, I already got it. Just like that time Rayman Origins was. Oh my god! I buy Rayman Origins, I'm like, woohoo! Then the next exact week after,
They're like,
free.
son of a.
I could have just waited and got it free.
So whoever got it at launch or after launch and just found out it's free, I feel bad for you.
Anyways, speaking of free Strider, actually that's how I got it. It was free for Plus.
Oh, cool.
So, and I still have it. I might not be able to play in a few days because my Plus runs out in a few days.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't have any money. The reason I like Strider is because it's basically... I mean, it's like the old Strider games. You know, he has all his things, but it's also got the Metroidvania elements, which I've always liked, especially with a downloadable game. It makes you feel like you have your money's worth. Like, oh, I have actual stuff to do in this game, and not just run from point A to point B and feel like I should have only spent 5 when I spent 15.
Like, I agree. Like, it especially works for both indie and AA development titles. I agree.
So,
Definitely.
Oh man, the art style is great too, and I like the story.
And in some ways, wouldn't you say, going to Kyle for a second, wouldn't you say that your number one in regards to Shovel Knight is sort of a Castlevania, Metroidvania type of feel?
Shovel Knight's not Metroidvania.
I'm saying in some ways of the stage setup, I'm saying. Not the hubs, but I'm just saying like the stage setup. It feels like a little backtracking-ish before you get to the boss, but anyways.
No, it's not like that. If it is something that I'd say it's more along the lines of Mega Man X feel.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Well,
Continue.
Well, that's all I got for Strider. Like Strider, I have very few words about it. Like it's good. The save system needs work though.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Checkpoint system.
I went to a checkpoint. I'm still in the same spot, Jeff. Because I played and the checkpoint didn't save or anything. I don't know what went wrong there. But yeah.
If there's one thing I do like about the game, it has a good difficulty curve.
Yeah. So basically, I guess I should just like sit down and just blast through it because I heard it's not. By the way, if you haven't played Strider, it's not long.
Nope.
Unless if you
juicy stuff, but it's not that.
You should have known by just the price alone.
Unless if you want to 100% everything, then yeah, it's kind of long.
I don't have the time 100%. My next game is one. So far, some of my games are also repeats, but so far it's games that I only have. Senran Strider. My next one is also one only for the Vita as well, and that's Freedom Wars.
Ooh, yeah.
Now that game was being hyped, and it's people want to say it's like Monster Hunter. You do fight the whole big monsters. They're not really monsters; they're like the robots. They abduct citizens. Funny game too.
Duck citizens?
Abduct.
Oh, abducts.
Yeah.
Abducts. I thought you said duck citizens. Oh, it's like, oh, what? It's the Suikoden 3 all over again with the Duck Clan.
I remember that. Yeah.
Mhm.
These two. Well, anyways, you fight these giant monsters. There's humor in it. Like the game's premise is that it's so far in the future, Earth's resources are extremely limited. So people who haven't earned their citizenship or earned their rights are all given a sentence of 1 million years in jail.
Yes, that totally is an extreme.
I know. And you have to work your 1 million years off to become a citizen.
You'll be dead!
Yeah.
I was also going to say, just to be on the joke side, when you said abduct people and I joke around saying duck people, I was going to be like, is Duckman amongst those citizens? And if he is, then where's Cornfed the pig? Who was voiced by Greg Berger, by the way.
About that million year sentence, you can work it off, but to beat the game, that isn't necessary. So don't focus too much on getting your million years down to 0. There's some people who beat the game that still technically had 800,000 years. So don't worry too much. But also, the game is funny. The reason why it's funny is because this future is so dystopian and so many draconian laws in there that little things will add more years.
Yeah, I know.
I did 2 things. I took more than 5 steps in my cell. Got 10 years at it. Just because I was wasting my energy walking.
Or the notion that you get additional year sentence just for having amnesia.
You go back to 1 million.
Yep. Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh, and I had 20 years at it because I tried to sleep in the game.
Huh?
It was like, you cannot sleep laying on your back. What do you... No. You're not good enough yet. you're still dirt.
And just to clarify, the reason why I didn't include it on my list is just because I just recently got, like, the last week of the last month, so I just had a chance to barely play it. I like what it is so far, but I really haven't had a chance to get really into the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can customize your character, you can customize your, what they call accessories, and they're they're your robo... what they call Contra in Europe, they're your Probotector.
Oh, Probotector.
I got the joke! Nice!
Oh.
You had to throw in that one.
Yep.
That was good, dude. That was really good.
The gameplay is pretty good. It's people say it's like Monster Hunter, but it's much faster. You can dash and run pretty fast. You can roll. Your character has a melee weapon and a gun, a machine gun. So it could be a third-person shooter as well. Matter of fact, my main thing is shooting. You can also have your Thorn. It's called. You can swing around like not like Spider-Man, more like Bionic Commando.
Yeah.
And it has multiplayer, and I haven't tried multiplayer, but one of my friends who's really into the game has like it's super customized, and he plays online all the time. And he's like, "What are you gonna play online with, bro?" Like, when I'm good enough, bro. I'll get.
It's gonna take a while, bro.
I'm gonna get murked. I'm gonna get murked out there, man. And it's also got a. So far, the story is. I mean, that's a pretty interesting premise. I mean, you know, to be so like in the future where it's like you can't do nothing, boy, or girl, and that's pretty interesting. And yeah, so that's my. See what do I have it at? 8. Yep. Now my next game is on. I don't even know what else I can add to this because we all talked about why we love this game, and that's Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze for the Wii U. Guys, you guys mentioned the soundtrack. You guys mentioned the difficulty curve. You guys mentioned how pretty it looks. It's one of the like Jeff is one of the better looking.
Oh, it looks a lot better than Returns.
Oh, definitely.
It's really pretty game. Like especially the fur. Like I remember playing in the first boss battle and seeing in the cutscene. It's like wow.
Know that, but more importantly with the art design too.
Yeah. And 2-player. Any of you guys got to play 2-player?
No.
Well, I did because my cousins came over and I was like, all right, you guys use the Wiimote, I'll use the gamepad, and that's pretty cool.
Here, you get the generic controller, I get the better controller.
Yeah.
Aww.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, the only game where you will see a bunch of fat trees dancing to the music.
Yep.
Just like New Super Mario Brothers had that where the enemies would dance to the music at certain points.
I know.
That was cute.
I know, but it's just what those trees, you call them in Africa.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think even Gaijin Goomba brought it up in his Majora's Mask leads to Africa's historical roots or whatever. Those that one famous tree in Africa. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Anyways, that's. I mean, what else can I say? I can't even think of anything else to add to what y'all said. So
yeah.
Let me just say this before I move on to the next game. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is on all three of our lists for a reason. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on all three of our lists. You owe it to yourself to check it out if you have the Wii U.
And not only that, but I have to emphasize this once more. If you were turned away from the modern Mario platformers like Mario, New Super Bros. U, or even there were some people with 3D World having problems with it, as well as Land, this will bring you right back home as a proper Nintendo platformer should.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What's your number 6, buddy?
What is my number 6?
Yeah.
Again, not any particular order.
Right.
But my number 6 on that I wrote was Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Which, this is gonna be like, what do you mean? But if you haven't played Guilty Gear, you'll know what I mean. Persona 4 Ultimax has something that Guilty Gear doesn't. Story mode, where you actually play in the story.
In other words, unlike the first one, it has an actual competent story mode, right, Jerry?
One where you actually play, because in XR, guess what? All you do is watch. You don't play any of it.
Oh, so just like the first Persona 4 Arena, right?
I don't know why they did that in XR. I was like, why does Ultimax have the playable one and XR has the watching one? Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Jerry, simple. Anime!
Anyways, but Persona 4 Ultimax did a lot of stuff good. It tightened things up. You still have the A mashing, which some people don't like. I can't blame you. But it's a lot less of... Before, in part 1, people tell me, well, you don't really rely on that. Well, you still could, though.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, though, in the sequel, it's even less of a rely. If you rely on that, you're gonna get killed. Killed! Because each character has new moves. Or new, like, what's his name? My favorite. Yosuke, forgot his last name.
Oh, yeah, from Persona 4, right?
Yeah. Brosuke.
Yep.
Brosuke.
His flip moonsault move will stop you, and it's much quicker this time because it's much easier to pull off. So, yeah, there's that, and it just has a butt ton of content though. You have tons of modes. If you're a serious gamer, if you're a serious fighting game player, you have the lobbies, you have the ranked battles. You have the opt-in ranked battles, which are, if you want, you can turn it on and you can get challenged at any time. You have the survival mode, they call it Golden Arena, where you go down in like this 50-floor level, and there's different difficulties and different levels.
Oh, wow.
And while you're going through levels, you get power-ups or whatever, or new buffs and debuffs. You gotta be careful with that.
Cool.
And that's just one little part of the game. This whole little Golden Arena mode. Then there's of course the typical arcade mode, the story mode, which has 2 stories. There's the Persona 4 side and the Persona 3 side. And then when you beat both, you get the true ending side. And again, you actually get to play in these stories, even though there's still a lot of reading. You do get to play and play more than part 1. Which I don't know why I can't. I'll get to that. And
you can't,
it gives you a lot of bang for your buck, basically.
which you can't play as the hero from Persona 3 because he's already dead at the end.
Spoilers!
Spoilers!
How old is that game?
Almost a decade, I think.
Yeah, so... Spoilers for a nearly decade-old game. Which I'm still playing, you already knowing that. I'm playing it. I bought the Fez version on PSN.
Uh-huh.
How was the Fez version?
Dude, I had to pull myself away from it.
Wow.
I was like that into it. I was like, oh my god, and I just saw the hours pass, like, oh crap, I gotta go to sleep. I'm pretty sure I'm playing this game wrong. but I can't pull myself. I'm probably gonna get the bad ending, but... So yeah, Persona 4 Ultimax in one word is value. You get a ton of stuff for your money with that game, so I can't recommend it enough if you're looking for, especially if you're a new fighting game player. I need a game I can just jump into. That one! Alright, so that's my number 5. Number 4... No, that was my number 6. Number 5... I lost my place almost. This is another game that I share with at least Jeff. I don't think Double R had this because he didn't play it yet. And that's Jeff.
Yeah.
What game do you think it is that we share?
Oh.
Me and you share, but not Double R.
Oh
I just
God.
want to play a game. It should be easy because I just gave a big hit to say.
I know. Just say it, dude.
Game. It's
Velocity 2 time.
no, it's number 5.
I can't. I'm really having a.
Okay, I don't know why you're blanking.
I know.
Because I gave you a big Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh.
Because right, you don't have that on your list, Double R, because you didn't play it yet.
No. Oh, I have it, but I haven't played it yet, yes.
So yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, Jeff, you mentioned how it's a big step. Oh my god. Okay, story time, because I know Jeff will love this. Okay, I was so hyped for 2. Okay? So hyped for 2, I bought the strategy guide. And then I found out it's just a button masher with the same daggone places over and over. I didn't need any strategy to figure out to sick my dog on people. And you only got to play as a human named Hawk. You know what? I just called him Silverhawk and it was just like, ugh.
Still doesn't work.
You don't play as a Grey Warden.
No.
You play as a schmo who's rich.
In other words, a nobody.
Who just happened to be rich at one point in his life. And
Don't you mean a schmuck?
Yes, he says schmuck, not shmup.
I said schmo meaning a regular person. A schmuck is a jerk. That works.
That does work, actually, yes.
Are you... I'll see you at the synagogue.
Okay.
We'll learn our Yiddish insults. Anyways, Dragon Age 2.
Oh my god.
See the joy we're having with how much pain we got from Dragon Age 2.
Dragon Age 2 was such a disappointment. I still have the strategy guide because I can't get it.
You can still tell how much abuse Jerry was from Dragon Age 2.
So you can understand why Inquisition, why I didn't want to buy it, and Jeff kept telling me it was good, and I was like, no. No, you can't.
It's like, yo, trust me, I'm not lying to you, dude. This is good.
Like, no, 2 sucked. This is gonna suck.
It's funny because how you felt. I felt the same way when I first played Resident Evil 6. It's just like, nope.
Resident Evil 6, Michael Bay edition.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the kerosene? Because I'm ready to torch this thing.
Call of Resident.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
or Resident Duty, whatever you want.
Ooh,
Yes.
yuck.
Yes, Wreck-It Ralph right there.
Yep.
Anyways,
No,
Dragon
not
Age
that kind of duty.
Dragon Age Inquisition turned out to not only be good, but as it got onto my top 10 list here because first off, I love the fact that it went back to what made Origins good,
Yes.
which is give you your own choice of character class, race, background. You can go where you want. Speaking of a big thing to you people who just started the game, leave the hinterlands.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the starting. Leave the hinterlands.
Yes.
It'll get less boring if you don't have to be there.
Oh, definitely.
You don't have. I thought you had to be there. I was there for hours. So then I listened to Giant Bomb's podcast. They're like, "Did you guys leave the hinterlands? Because that's probably why it's boring." He was like, "What?" And then when I did that, boom, the game got real interesting again.
Does it include the ethics system with whatever choice you choose, your character, your party could turn their back on you?
Yeah, it has that disapproves, approves.
Yeah.
Like I did something, and I was like, Cassandra slightly disapproves. I'm like, that's okay. You're gonna be in my bed later, anyways.
Because let's face facts, that's the only real reason why we play these games from BioWare, right? It's not for the epic story, it's not for the whimsical scores, it's for the sex scenes.
AKA the birds and the bees.
Yep.
So yeah, the game gives you tons of freedom. I love. Remember Origins? Remember we were gonna do a Let's Play of me playing Dragon Age Origins as
Christopher Walken?
No, guy who beats his wife.
Oh yeah, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yeah.
Sean Connery.
Or if she talks too much, all you gotta do is smack her across the face. No, it's nutcase.
Yes.
Do not condone that, people. I'm just saying.
No.
He's a nut.
No.
Just saying he's a nut.
We do not endorse any kind of abuse ever.
Exactly. Anyways, I love Dragon Age Inquisition. And my next game on the list, because I got nothing else to say about it except it's good, is a glass of shaken but not stirred Guilty Gear Xrd. Guilty Gear Xrd. Xrd.
By the way, my name's not Sean Connery, it's Bane, and I just...
Oh gosh! Why is he voiced like him?
Hey, number 4 is Guilty Gear Xrd. Now, why... Now, I just mentioned Persona 4 Ultimate X has a story mode that's better. The reason why I say it, because Guilty Gear Xrd story mode, you don't fight a single fight. You literally just sit there. You don't make even decisions.
It's a visual novel. In other words, I hope you have a couple sodas with you, because you're going to be sitting on your butt for a long time.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's
So
all
it-
it is.
It pretty much does what Blaze Blue does, pretty much.
Yeah, except. Yeah, no, you're right.
Where it takes a while to get to the fight while there's a bunch of story that's happening.
A while?
The thing is with Blaze Blue, there's very few fights in Single Persona 4. Ultimax, there's more fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xrd, there's 0 fights. I thought you just had to wait a while. No, there's 0 fights.
Are they still images for the characters?
No, they're all
Or is it
animated.
completely animated?
It's all animated.
Oh, cool.
So that's one thing it has over Persona and Blaze Blue.
That's
You're
cool.
actually it's like you're watching an anime instead of just a visual novel.
Yeah, but still, that sucks that there's no gameplay to the story part.
And you're like, well, why'd you put it in list if you're ragging on it? Give me a sec, I'm getting there. Why, it's good. Okay, everything else is good though. Okay, no, wait. The voice acting, English voice acting is kind of...
Wait, it actually has English voiceover?
Yeah, and they're done by well-known voice actors.
Like,
Liam
here's the thing.
O'Brien is in there. Yeah?
I hate when people say that, there's no such thing as great dubs. Yeah, this shows that how far dubs have gone for the last 20 years. In any medium.
Are the characters, like Soul Bad Guy and Kai Kisuke, Are they actually voiced by those who actually voiced them in Guilty Gear 2 Overture?
I believe so. Yes, sir. That's
Cool.
Wow.
So the dub, anyways, the dub is ugh.
So we can confirm that Troy Baker voiced Soul Bad Guy in this game.
Pretty much.
Probably did. Let me just
Why? Because he's the new Nolan North.
Ram Lethal is voiced by Chie's voice actors, and yet the sheet sounds terrible.
Really, Aaron Fitzgerald's dad? Wow.
I don't know what happened there. My guess is the directors or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because they're actually good voice actors. So I'm gonna say the voice acting was bad, not the actors, because I know they're good. I've heard them before.
Exactly.
But anyways, now on to the good parts. Everything else. Arcade mode, really good. MOM mode, it's like Golden Arena mode, but better. It's even more. It has even more stuff. You can buy like equipment and stuff. You can add extra attacks. It's like personalizing your character only for that mode. It's pretty cool. Because you're in survival mode, so you need like power-ups so you can make sure you live longer. Versus modes, of course, good. All the characters play amazing. They all have their own tweaks and stuff. I love all the. I made Chip Zanoff. He has moves I didn't know he had before, where he can stick to the wall now and do some like guy stuff from Final Fight and Street Fighter 4, where he just like comes out of the air and just grabs you.
That's awesome.
Very
Soul
awesome.
has his Dragon install, which is even more, much better.
Yep.
It has a tutorial mode that's dude, the tutorial mode tells you about option selects. Like, what? That's like advanced stuff.
Oh, wow.
Teaching you option selects. So, and the online mode, the lobbies are pretty cool. I heard there's some people who have lag. I haven't found much lag, so
I'm in the same
your
boat.
Mileage may vary with that.
I'm in the same boat with a different game. It's happened the same with a lot of people in regards to Little Big Planet 3, but it hasn't happened to me in regards to the countless bugs or glitches or even the issues with connecting to online. So
I know, yeah, exactly. Same with me.
really
People
weird.
have bugs. I haven't found any of those on when I was playing. I even share played twice, Guilty Gear Xrd with two of our friends, mutual friends of me and Jeff. They didn't have the game. They were like, "Can I play it?" And so I played regular offline versus mode with them online. The versus mode was the couch versus mode, but they were online because it was share play.
Yep.
And they were playing with me just fine. But the actual online mode, even that, I haven't found that many bugs. It's pretty. Your mileage may vary with that, but it's got a lot for your buck there too, like Persona 4 Ultimax. There's like tons of modes, not just. Even though the story mode is no fighting, it still has tons of stuff you can play. Even though it's a smaller roster, each character is so good and has so much stuff that kind of takes the place of missing characters. Like, other characters take moves that belong to characters that were from previous games. So even then you're okay. And there's DLC. There's Leo Whitefang. Speaking of DLC, that's another thing, actually. Leo Whitefang is on the disc. So, on this DLC that's already there, that's kind of a no-no. But, again, there's more positives with that game than negatives I can think of. So, I mean, it's still the game besides my next game. I was about to spoil it right there, but no, besides my next game on the list, it's the game I pop in my PS4 the most right now, so, got that for it. Guilty Gear Xrd, my number 4, not in any particular order, but yeah, in my top 10. Now for number 3, I was debating this one because I was like, do we want to put re-releases or what? And you guys were like, no, you're cool. I'm like, alright, fine. And that is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Now, Jeff, you did play this as well.
Yes. And I can tell you one thing. I think this is a better overall experience in regards to how sandbox games should be compared to GTA 5, and especially with Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Like from the combat, and especially, and this is the funny thing with the two titles I mentioned, that Sleeping Dogs has a better control scheme in regards to regards to vehicles compared to those two titles I mentioned.
Yep. Sleeping Dogs has... Now, I had GTA 5 as well. And GTA 5 looked... It looks great, doesn't it, Jeff? Like, just talking about looks. It looks awesome. But in terms of gameplay... After actually trying it out, I remember before I didn't have GTA 5, and you were telling me, Jeff, you had both, and you were like, Sleeping Dogs plays better. And I'm like, I don't know, I haven't played GTA, but I love Sleeping Dogs. And now playing both of their remastered versions, I'm like, yep, I love Sleeping Dogs more.
Well, because here's the thing.
Better combat system.
Well, not that, but these remastered titles that we've seen, like from these two you just mentioned to Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, as well as both Last of Us, and just like these Definitive Editions we've seen so far, I personally feel like these games were originally made for the current hardware you have right now in mind, unlike the last generation hardware we had for almost a decade, you know what I mean?
Definitely, especially the GTA and and Sleeping Dogs. They look the upgrades they did in this game were good. And plus it has all the DLC.
Yep.
In there, including the ones that extend the story that you had to pay for after you beat the game. So that's actually nice, worth your money. And like I said, it's really fun. Like, you can drive out there, hearing Chinese people swear at you, calling you a word that I know already. I'm not gonna repeat it. So I'm like, all right. I know this word by heart already. I don't know any Cantonese, but boy, I know this word. And I'm trying to think what else I liked about it. Combat. The only thing I didn't like was the shooting, but those sections was off. Were so few and far between. Thankfully.
At least that was the only thing that was off. You know what I mean? If like say like the hand-to-hand combat was off or the driving was off, it would have been a...
Yeah, the good news is shooting is so rare in that game that it's like, oh, well, this thing's bad, but I don't have to worry about it because I don't do it much. It's real fun to just listen to radio stations and drive around. Its story is... I felt more for the Sleeping Dogs characters than I did for the GTA 5 characters.
I agree, and not only that, but I like the fact that it is actually true to the culture that I was trying to represent, unlike GTA.
Yeah, it tries to paint like all Americans as like, well, we're not. It's like, no.
And no, that, but it's just like, oh, get it? We're supposed to be satirical and social commentary. We're trying to drill into your head that this is funny.
Exactly.
But in fact, it's not parody. This is just bad parody. It's not funny. Like, when you want to see good parody, look at a series like Saints Row.
Yeah.
That is legit parody right there. GTA isn't.
Yep. So, nah.
Yeah.
Totally lost my place after Union. What was I talking about?
You were talking about Sleeping
Oh, the characters,
Dogs?
right. Yeah, the storyline, the characters. The reason I felt more for them in Sleeping Dogs than GTA. You know, I actually... When a character died in that game, you actually felt for it. You know, and the main character himself, you feel his stress and his dedication and all that. He's just like, man, this guy's gone through some crap.
Oh yeah.
This is why he's doing this. And, boy. And the stuff and the crap he goes through in the game itself. He has a past of crap and then more crap.
It has a legit narrative, and you actually care about the characters and what they're going through, unlike GTA.
Yeah.
And let me phrase that: GTA and especially Watch Dogs.
Exactly.
Because Watch Dogs had an even more generic narrative.
Exactly.
Sorry.
I'm gritty because I lost my kid. Good for you.
Exactly. But
anyway,
that's all I have. Sleeping Dogs is another good one worth the money. Now my number 2 was on all of our lists. I'm pretty sure. I think, or it was at least on me and Kyle's list. I remember him talking about it.
Which one?
That's Shadow of Mordor.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, like we said before, like when Double R was talking about it, you mix Assassin's Creed, you mix Batman, and you mix brutally slaying orcs and uruks, rather.
Yeah.
In case the Lord of the Rings fanboy just goes, no, it's uruks! Different!
Urks.
God! Difference, uruks! Ugh.
There's a difference, guys. Nee.
You wouldn't call a hobbit an elf, would you?
You say tomato.
Actually, they probably would.
You say tomato, I say tomato. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Anyways, Talia, speaking of story, this game, like, first the way the story starts off is already like, jeez. You already feel bad for the guy.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally Lord of the Rings material, right, Jerry?
And then you add the Nemesis system, which you basically build your own story by getting to these conflicts and these like betrayal and setting up and ambushes and all that you do with these orcs that all have names and that you attack or try to help out and then attack. And you get some kind of it's you can get man.
Lots of replay value.
Yes. And brutally slaying orcs never gets old.
Don't
you just love those executions?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'm gonna push triangle, sir. Oh
Not
my
only
god,
that,
I
but
took his head off.
But if there's one thing I think you guys would agree with me, I haven't played for the game myself, but unlike Alien Colonial Marines, which was canon to its franchise, this is canonical to the film first, and granted, it's only canonical to that side of the token lore.
Uh-huh.
That feels more in line than Alien Colonial Marine did.
Oh yeah.
Like from the story to the narrative to what the characters were going through.
And then you get to meet your detective vision. It might be a spoiler, but you read it everywhere. You know who it is. As one thing I'll steal from another YouTuber, I like to call him Kellogg Booberry. The elf that makes the rings.
Kellogg Booberry, even though Booberry is actually General Mills.
Yep. So who cares?
That's the joke.
Yes.
Or his real name is Keller Brimbor, but I'm sticking with Kellogg Blueberry.
Continue, dude.
He gives you these sweet. When you get him to give you his powers or to unlock his powers, the game goes from Assassin's Creed and Batman to Assassin's Creed, Batman, and Hokuto Shinken. Where if you push circle and just mash square, you go but with your sword, and then you finish it off by blowing their head up, popping it just like Kenshiro would.
But too bad he does. But too bad he doesn't say you're already dead.
Yeah, that's the only thing this.
Yep.
That would have been hilarious.
So this game's all kinds of fun, high replay value. The Nemesis system makes sure everybody's gameplay is different. You can tackle the story in like tons of different ways. You can brute force, you can strategize, you can make friends and enemies. It's crazy, and they took out the Nemesis system in the PS3 version, 360 version. I don't even get how that game functions because that's how you beat the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, wait a minute now, it's a whole other game then, right? What?
Yep. For the people who own both PS3 and 360, yes it is.
And that's my number 2. And now to go on to my number 1. Number 1 game. Like Double R, you guys might be going, because it's an indie. And that's Velocity 2X.
Yes.
I think I kind of spoiled it in his list early.
I thought you were talking about mine.
No,
God damn it! I'm full of spoilers today.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we should just keep the secret from each other. I don't know. But yeah, Velocity 2X, which is made by, I forgot, they're a British company. What's her name?
Ninja Theory. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're made by. Wow, thanks a lot.
Media Molecule?
Future Lab.
No.
Future Lab, without an E.
Oh.
It's spelled Future Lab. Future Lab.
Future Lab.
Velocity 2X is a cross-buy game for Vita and PS4. And what it is it's a puzzling shoot-'em-up platformer speed game. And it is on PS4, but it's perfect for Vita because it's just mission by mission, and the whole point of each mission is to complete it as fast as you can for the highest score anyway. So it's perfect for bite-size. I gotta let me do this and go type of gameplay, and it is pretty. It is super pretty to look at, which is funny. The original Mini wasn't. Like, it just started off as a PlayStation Mini, the first game, Velocity.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then they remade it into Velocity Ultra, which looked prettier, but it was the same game. And then they made a sequel, Velocity 2X, and boy, this game is pretty to look at. Like, when the character moves and when the spaceship moves, it looks like you're playing like a cartoon. And it's really cool. When you play the on foot part, it's kind of like Metroid and Sonic. You have to run fast, but then you get the Metroid shooting parts and puzzle parts, and then you get some teleportation stuff that is from neither game, and some puzzly parts where you have to throw this teleport pod, and you shoot in all directions, or you can shoot a big gun. When you play the spaceship parts, you have to shoot. It's like a puzzle because you have to know which bombs to throw, and just like your main gun on foot, it's twin sticks, or you can just push X for your main gun on the ship, and you teleport everywhere. Super fun. Like, when I think of games, first thing I think of, most of the time at least, is fun, and this game pretty much exemplifies that, and it's the most fun I've had in a game all year. Not to say that the other games are bad, of course not, but this is the one that, like, I just think, yeah, let me play more of this, please. And
basically just an overall experience.
Yeah, exactly. This is my number one game. Future Lab, bravo. Kai Tana is the main character's name, and haha, I get it. Kai Tana, Katana, haha.
Daikatana
is one tough chick, and she's awesome, and she just kicks butt. She doesn't do any dumb stuff. She doesn't, like, she's not a typical, people complain about female leads, sometimes they're like,
yep.
Well, this one has nothing you can complain about, I think, because she just kicks butt and takes name, that's it. And she's got cool, like, cyborg powers.
Okay.
And there you go, that's my number one. That's all three of our top 10 lists.
Yep.
So, I think the last thing we need to do is wrap up, pretty much.
That's it. That's our last thing. What do you guys liked? What did I put here?
Thought about 2014, including non-gaming stuff.
Yeah, you can if you want, and what you're looking forward to.
I would say this year,
okay,
70% crap, 30% good.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you thought about 2014? And you can include how much you hate comics, or what's going on in Marvel, whatever it is.
Let's just say what Marvel's been doing, and let me clarify, I know DC's done this too. They always said, we'll change our universe exponentially for years too. It's just with my problem with Marvel, I've seen it more often these days from their side, and what they have planned, it's just like, they're losing me as a consumer. That means if they don't go with what I'm hoping they're going after Secret Wars, I'm gonna completely drop them. I'm not joking. That does not mean I won't read some of their comics, like the good ones, like the new Punisher done by Edmondson. I can't remember his first name, but and also he also writes I think Black Widow. Like, there are some still good books, but just the overarching ideal that Marvel has, it's getting ridiculous to a point that I just don't care anymore. I'm actually excited to see what DC's doing for their events. which apparently they had planned since the start of the New 52 back in 2011. I'm more optimistic overall this year, like in regards to releases of games, announcement of games, possible new services, hopefully unexpected new game announcements in regards to systems, new comics and their announcements through when Comic-Con comes, both New York and San Diego. Because people tend to forget that there is a New York Comic-Con.
Yes.
And just the overall trailers we're gonna get from movies and games this year. Like overall, I'm trying to be optimistic that this year will be a better year. Hopefully, keyword being hopefully.
Well, I can't say the same about Ant-Man the movie. But yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, what are you looking forward to in 2015, Jeff?
2015, like I just said it.
Well, game-wise.
Oh, game-wise. I'm sorry. No, I thought I went through.
No,
okay.
it's that it could be games and can include not gaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I was going with, I'm excited for E3. I'm excited for the various announcements that all the big three have, especially the unexpected news that Nintendo may have, and hoping they're gonna drop some big announcements like they did last year, like continue like what we said. This year was their best in years, like literally years. I can't remember the last time I was actually pleased as a Nintendo fan by them this long. You know what I mean? I can't say from the system or systems, but content-wise, I'm excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope they continue this. I hope they announce some unexpected partnerships and unexpected announcements that really shows that they are evolving as the company we used to know for the last 15 to 20 years. I'm excited to see what that Sony is going to show either at E3 or even not next month, but in March when it comes to GDC, as well as Microsoft, what they have up their sleeve, especially that unannounced Rare game that probably will show its head come E3 this year. I'm excited, especially with unannounced titles for every platform, like from the consoles to PC, what Razer and these other, manufacturers have in mind for feature of micro consoles and tablets, that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping for gaming in general this year is a better one than it was last year. Like last year wasn't bad, but there was a lot of bad than good. That's just basically my take.
Okay.
What about you?
Well,
Kyle?
For me personally, 2000. I have to agree with you, Jeff. I would say that 2014, 70% of the stuff was pretty much crappy, while that 30% was good. And I kind of feel in my eyes that most of that good actually came from Nintendo's side when it came to content-wise. Games and all.
Yep.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, and what I mean by 70% crap, I'm just saying that there were big blockbuster titles that didn't meet expectations or did not live up to the hype, aka Watch Dogs, aka Destiny, and aka Assassin's Creed Unity. Because of cut content, average gameplay, or horrifying bugs. Like Jerry has mentioned about when we talked about Ubisoft earlier. Mm-hmm. It's just, and not to mention, this year seemed to be like the year of next generation remasters on older generation games, aka Last of Us.
Yep.
Not Watch Dogs, but
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs, Grand Theft Auto. What else was it? Another one that got remastered. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was just a lot of these games that were getting remastered for the PS4, which seemed like they would be a better fit on the PS4 to begin with. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it just seems like a vast majority of developers, and I mean games in general, they were either remasters or they just either didn't live up to the hype or they were just pretty much average in a sense. I mean, there were a few good ones here and there, but like I said, I just felt that the vast majority of them actually came from Nintendo side. Now, when it comes to non-gaming stuff that's related, oh gosh, that's a toughy one because I'm not really caught up into comics, movies, or anything like that, like what you guys are. I mean, like what you guys do, but I don't know. I mean, I think in terms of anime in general, I'm just glad that Sword Art Online Volume 2 or Season 2 is already done. Because I think people can give that a rest now after the controversy of what happened during that season, especially when it comes to the AKA incest that they were suspecting. But
wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
I was like, yeah, what?
Yeah, you can tell us later, dude. Like when we're done, you can tell us.
Okay, but I don't know. But cartoon-wise, still, I still enjoyed. If there was something cartoon-wise I really enjoyed as of 2014, that was the second season of the Ninja Turtles cartoon on Nickelodeon. I'd say that the season finale of season 2 of TMNT definitely blows the season 1 finale out of the water. Just the direction that they go in, especially when it comes to how the storyline pretty much is like a combination between the Turtles' first defeat before retreating to Northampton in the original comics, and the City Fall storyline of the IDW comic. Because when it comes to the Turtles' first defeat in the story of the original comic, you can actually see that Leonardo is knocked unconscious because he actually gets bruised pretty badly by finding his way through the Foot Clan while being alone with all the others escaping elsewhere. And with the City Fall, you can actually see that both the Shredder with his Foot Clan and the Krang actually team up to try to bring down New York City. So yeah, New York City has pretty much become a hell zone of mutated people that the Krang from Dimension X has used all over him with the mutagen and stuff. So it really did set a really dark tone for the series. And season 3 right now, it's more about a story of the Turtles as well as Casey Jones and April trying to regroup themselves to where they can actually go back to New York and take it for what it is, and to reunite with Splinter, since they actually did separate from him at the end of season 2. So I'm kind of very curious to know how the rest of the season is going to play out, going into 2015. But speaking of 2015, though, in terms of games, I'm looking forward to seeing what all 3 first-party divisions have up their sleeves this year. I'm really at the point where I'm actually considering getting myself an Xbox One, and because of the content that's recently starting to be put out for both the PS4 and the Xbox One, it's actually making me get out my PS4 again and play some of these games that I'm actually missing out on. And some of the ones that are actually coming out this year, too. I'm actually very intrigued to actually play those games as well. Like, even though it probably might not be a possibility, but if Scalebound releases this year, I'll be happy. But like I said, that seems kind of far-fetched because we all know how long Hideki Kamiya takes to develop his games because he's a quality developer.
Yeah, I say most likely 2016 or 2017 release is realistic.
In terms of the PS4, well, I'm going to be picking up Final Fantasy Type 0 when that releases in March. And I know I kind of criticized 2014 for being the year of the remaster, but there are actually a couple of remasters that I'm really looking forward to that are actually both coming from Capcom, and that's DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition.
In other words, we don't know which route we're going to choose, so we're going to let the fans decide.
Yeah, I guess that seems that way, but Square Enix, you are not getting my money from Final Fantasy VII on the PS4, because I already stated my case, and what you did hurt many, many people that really wanted an HD remake that they've been clamoring for nearly a decade, or just about a decade. Yeah. But other stuff, and especially I'm looking forward to what Nintendo has up their sleeves, because we do know for a fact that Miyamoto explained that there are more partnerships with third parties coming along the way that's going to come for both Wii U and 3DS. We already heard the announcement of the Super Mario Brothers edition for Puzzles and Dragons on the 3DS, which actually raised Nintendo stocks up quite significantly after that announcement, mind you, in Japan.
Huh.
Yeah, got like a 2.4 or 2.7% increase in their stocks. Something. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have new planned coming for this year and in the next. And I'm really looking forward to the first-party Wii U exclusives that they have coming along the way, especially the new Legend of Zelda, as well as Xenoblade Chronicles X. But other than that, let us pray that 2015 will be the year that all three will actually do well, and hopefully some third parties can actually rectify the mistakes that they have made, although I highly doubt it for the third parties, for most third parties, but if not all of them. But for first parties, I wish you the best, and I really do have good faith that this year is going to be a year where all three of you will have strong competition between each other. Like it's finally going to happen. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway, that's my take. So, Jerry, what do you think, man? Your thoughts?
All right, 2014 was the year of the bullcrap death here. I mean, jeez. Not just personally, but like also like just with people celebrities and all that too. Like, just all around, it's been bad. And like I said, personally too, because me and Jeff both lost people close to us.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, in terms of gaming, it's been meh. Not that Velocity 2X isn't bad, or Guilty Gear, those are good games, but some of the other games I've been waiting for, it's just like, man, still not that. I'm not. Shoot, I'm not playing right now, am I? Right? Like if I really was, I'd be playing on my Vita right now, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So it's been it's been all right. Like I've been playing mostly older games,
Yep.
In terms of non-gaming stuff, going back to non-gaming, anime, boy, what's going on in anime? I've only been keeping up with. I'm a Gundam fan, right? I haven't caught up with Gundam Geno Reconquista, which is the first Gundam show to be directed by its creator in over 15 years.
Wow.
And I'm not even watching it.
By the way, in terms of anime, if something that I was really happy about is that Sailor Moon came back for both the English dubs and the new Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yeah.
And the new English dub for Sailor Moon through Viz Media, oh god, it blows the old dub out of the water. Greatly.
Yeah. Speaking of 2014 anime, I just remembered the first half of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders finished, and this year we're getting it's coming back. A matter of fact, it's supposed to come back this month. Heck, I think Monday's supposed to come back with the rest of Stardust Crusaders and Gundam Build Fighters Try. I've been watching the sideshow toy battling Gundam show more than the actual mainline Universal Century one. I don't even know what's going on. I have to catch up with Geno Reconquista.
Yeah, let me know if that's good or not.
I've only seen the first episode and then I stopped. So let me go back to Build Fighters. So, that's going on. Not that much anime. Even Persona 4 the Golden, I stopped caring about as soon as I found out it's literally just the animated scenes that were added in the Vita version that I've already seen.
What?
It's not even the main story. It's literally just those extra scenes.
Oh my god!
It's not worth watching if you played it already.
Oh, jeez.
And
Lazy.
I thought Ubisoft was lazy. Jeez.
Yeah.
Thanks, Atlas.
So if you, definitely not.
No.
watching.
Thank you, Sega, for not having a budget.
If you've already
Because you blew it on Sonic Boom.
If you've already played
Oh,
Persona 4, the Golden, for Vita, no need to really watch this.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, if you haven't, you only played Persona 4 PS2, go
Good.
ahead. Although you may want a refresher anyways, because it's probably been so long since PS2 was out. You probably don't have a PS2
That
anymore.
came out in 2008, dude, so...
Yeah, but still, PS2.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the game came out in 2008, so yeah, it's been quite a while.
PS2's going to be celebrating its 15-year anniversary later this year.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's true.
So another 15-year anniversary we have to look forward to.
So Persona 4 Golden, don't even bother with it, really.
Nope.
Unless you, like I said, you happen to remember Persona 4, and you haven't seen the Golden's new stuff. Then okay.
Oh! Just a quick... Just to say quickly, I did have a chance to watch the recent Ghost in the Shell OVA called The Rise.
Uh-huh.
That was actually really good.
You just reminded me, I watched only episode 1 of that, but yes, it's on Netflix, so I could watch it any time on my PS4 or Wii U. No, I switched it from Wii U to PS4 on Netflix. Anyways, yeah, in terms of anime, it's been meh. Hopefully this year, speaking of looking forward to, hopefully this year we get the JoJo's, we get the, I heard Saint Seiya's getting a 3D animated movie. So hopefully we get more anime, Gundam, robot shows. I missed the robots. There was a show I watched, was it 2013 or 2014, I don't remember, but it was called Majestic Prince. And that was supposed to get a season 2, and where's that?
Wow.
Because the show that finished totally finishes with saying, like, no, there's totally more to do, but yeah, it's 2013.
Yeah.
And nothing on a continuation.
You know what? I want to bring up something too for this year. How disappointing you guys think Digimon Adventure 3 is going to be?
Oh God! Speaking of looking forward, you had to bring that up. And I was gonna look forward to it until I found out how lazy they are.
What?
Talk
happened?
about lazy. It's the same people who made Golden. Now you know, Jeff, huh? So
I'll show you what we're done, but once you see it, you'll laugh.
yeah. You can So we got that to. So I don't know what all I'm looking forward to in 2014 stunk mostly. Some good stuff. The games we got to play, Dragon Age and all that, which came out later in the year, but then again, that's every gaming. Summers in gaming need to change, by the way.
Yep.
Big time. Because that's when everybody has
There's
time to
that big trial and nothing comes out.
play. And it's like, because of the holidays, we gotta release during the holiday. Not every
No.
You can space these out. Trust me.
Not that, but you do realize your main consumer, i.e. the little kiddies, are out of school.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, that, and all I'm looking forward to in anime and gaming, I'm looking forward to more Gundam Build Fighters, and whatever JoJo's got. And
Jerry,
yeah?
you forgot one other anime movie in 2015.
Besides Saint Seiya?
Yeah.
What?
Dragon Ball Z: Return of Frieza.
Ooh, frack! Definitely looking forward to that.
Of course.
Oh, if I love Battle of Gods, so...
Yep.
Or Kamito Kami in Japanese.
Yeah.
So, and from what I'm hearing about the story, by the way, if you want all that kind of info, I suggest going to, and they're not paying me, I'm not affiliated with them, going to kanzenshuu.com. That's KANZNSHUU.com. They have actual, accurate Dragon Ball information. What was the other anime I said? JoJo, Dragon Ball, Gundam, Saint Seiya. And then in terms of games, we got, speaking of Dragon Ball, next month actually, Dragon Ball Xenoverse comes out.
Xenoverse.
The same day that DOA 5 last round
That's
comes out too.
another game I'm looking forward to.
2 fighting games.
Oh, and also the same. Oh no, that's in March, but still.
So there's plenty of coming out this year. Persona 5 is, I believe they said simultaneous release. So
I think so.
So that's gonna be awesome for us. So now we definitely know we're getting it this year because it's gonna be simultaneous for Persona 5 release. No waiting. No Japan get the first. Although I guess they kind of because they're ahead in the time zone, but.
Although I am kind of looking forward to Tales of Zestiria this summer for us.
There's some 3DS stuff. I'm looking forward to the new 3DS. I know.
Yes.
I know, Jeff. You said you don't really care.
I'm just gonna wait until if it's not gonna be that long. I'm just gonna wait for the next successor to the 3DS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 'Cause I heard there's some good stuff coming out for that's only 3DS. So.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 3DS.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'm waiting for it to come out because I could have gotten one.
We better get ourselves a Ambassador Edition too. I hope Nintendo will give us an Ambassador Edition, but I'm probably not going to hold my breath.
Yeah.
They won't. They won't.
And as for Vita, boy, if that list that was on NeoGAF is any credence to it, there's tons that are coming out. That's coming out for the Vita. That I'm just like, all right.
Oh yeah.
Good year for both handhelds.
Yeah.
As much as people are like, 3DS is the only one that counts. No, they're both good. Just
No, it's just because they say that because only Nintendo has that power. No, I actually want Sony to succeed because we need competition, unlike the healthy competition we already have the home console markets.
Yeah.
Breeds good games on both ends, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm looking forward to. Movies, besides Ant-Man, what? Is any other Marvel movie coming out?
Avengers.
Besides Avengers, no.
No.
Oh, Avengers.
You know what the funny thing is, guys? Even though this is years in advance, 2018 we're talking about, I'm more excited for an Aquaman movie than an Ant-Man movie. Think about that!
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to bring this up too, but the supposed first teaser for Batman v Superman.
Yep. And I guess I'm looking forward to Comic-Con. Both of them.
Of course, we're looking forward to E3 this June.
Yep. Yeah, you know us. We always do our stream.
Yep. That's something we're getting ready forward to.
Not only that, but you brought up the fact too that this is not only the last one that's going to be in LA, but I also realized that this is going to be the 20th anniversary of the expo itself.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're f***ing old.
Man, crap, we are. Alright, so. Thank you for depressing me.
You're welcome.
So I think that's all I got. E3's Anime Boston if I get to go. But that's like March or April. That's like always. So either I get a ton of money now, or I guess I'm not going. And I owed some people to visit them. I guess I'll have to just like travel to Boston on bus, say hi, and then leave. Why can't you come to the con? I didn't get a ticket. So I just have to say hi to you outside. Oh, it's April.
I'm
April
still
3rd.
I'm still waiting for an opportunity to go visit Luke and Amber, aka Nightwing 01 and K-Wife, but they've been extremely busy as of recent that it's like it's becoming near impossible to go visit them.
See, all I can do is just take a. Well, me and Jeff could take a bus and see them, but PAX East is already sold out, isn't it?
Oh God, yes, PAX East
Yep.
is already sold out.
Yep.
All the 3-day passes and all for individual days.
Well,
It's
Jeff,
like-
you want to sneak in with Luke?
I mean, the only one I actually care for is
Oh.
not until the end of the year, and that's PlayStation Experience, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the one we're. See, I want to go to Anime Boston, but I mean, as long as I get to go to PlayStation Experience, I'll be happy.
I could probably make an attempt to go to PlayStation Experience, but we got to do the math first on like getting a hotel and
That's the
we're
beauty,
saving.
because it's not going to be until December, like the end.
We got
Yeah.
all year to
So
save.
we got-
Plenty of time.
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that's all I got. because I just noticed this is gonna be quite. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a series.
A 3 or 4 episode
Yep.
series.
Yep.
So, any way you want to sign off? Since we should probably go now.
Mm-hmm.
Any last words to sign off? Or should I save my famous words? Famous, yeah, right.
Peace and chicken grease, folks. No. This, I really can't even think of anything to end this off on a funny note. Or on a fun note.
Well, one way. Well then, I guess this is Fighter Xaos for 16-bit Jeff and Double RPG saying Nimyo, Kanmyo.
Oh, one more thing. This is Double RPG. This is Fighter Xaos. And this is 60-bit Jeff. All nerds and nerdettes. Game the frack on.
I hope he doesn't watch this video.
I hope not either.
We like your stuff, Alpha! Please don't copyright us.